Nintendo is an amazing company that has brought millions of users great games and consoles for generations. When it comes to Nintendo and the competition though, Nintendo might just be the one who comes out on top. We are going to be doing an in-depth analysis on which console companies out of the three come out on top. To start, let's talk about PlayStation and Xbox. The first PlayStation came out in December of 1994, which was a long time after the NES in the 80s. Years later, the Xbox ended up releasing in 2001, which was a brand new competitor in the console gaming scene. Sony, before the PlayStation, did not have a history in the gaming space, so getting their new console off the ground and competing with the SNES and later the N64 would be difficult. Same thing with the Xbox. Microsoft was brand new to the gaming scene and had to compete with the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo GameCube. So let's talk about Sony first. From the time the first PlayStation came out to when its life cycle ended, it went on to sell phenomenally, 102 million units to be precise. That was really good compared to the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo 64. By the time the PlayStation came out, the PS2 was also released, and the Nintendo GameCube was also out. The PlayStation 2 was really no joke, as many of you may know. It went on to sell 158 million units worldwide, which compared to the GameCube and Xbox was absolutely insane. Their console still holds the world record for the best-selling game console of all time. With the PlayStation 3, however, the number of units sold decreased to about 87 million this time around. And with the PlayStation 4, the number went back up again to 117 million. And then we land to present day, with the PS5, which due to some issues with things like stock and COVID, it has only sold 30 million units. Moving on to the Xbox, with the original Xbox, it had only sold 24 million units. Then came the Xbox 360 in 2005, which sold 84 million units. Then the Xbox One lineup came in 2013, which sold around 59 million units. And now with the Xbox Series X and S, we're back to the sales numbers of the original Xbox with around 21 million units. So you might be wondering, how did PlayStation and Xbox get all of their success? And how is their approach different than Nintendo's? Well, if you look at the specs and form factor of all the Xbox and PlayStation consoles, not including handhelds, it's pretty much the same thing on the outside with big performance leaps on the inside. A new controller with each new console, and maybe some other cool new features. And by sticking to that business model for Sony and Xbox's consoles, they have had success in the past. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to talk about Nintendo. Nintendo's approach is wildly different than that of all the other companies. With each console they make, they always think outside of the box. Each console has something extremely different about it from the other console. That is how Nintendo's success has been made. They also did have a head start though, because their first console that was a success released in 1983 and sold around 60 million units, the NES and the Famicom. Throughout Nintendo's existence as a gaming company, they have had a few different main competitors. From the 80s to the 90s, it was Atari and Sega, and from the 90s to the present, it has been Xbox and PlayStation. But Nintendo has had its success because of this different approach to the market, always making something brand new. With the first three consoles, this wasn't really the case, however. The NES to the SNES was kind of like how the original PlayStation moved to the PS2. But after that, Nintendo came up with their new business approach and stuck with it. It has brought them massive success. After the GameCube, Nintendo made the Wii. The Wii included motion controls as its main selling point, and was an incredible new way to play games. That brought the company's massive success. In their handheld market, the Nintendo DS was an entirely rethought way of how handheld gaming would work, with the two screens and the clamshell design and such. The Nintendo DS sold around 154 million units worldwide, making it the second best-selling line of consoles of all time. After the Wii, there was the Wii U, but that was a complete flop that Nintendo learned from. Then we have the Switch, which is kind of like all of Nintendo's lessons they've learned and features they have made on previous consoles put into one console. The Switch has also been a massive success, taking the third place spot on the roster of best-selling game consoles of all time. The Nintendo Switch is brilliant as you have options, and you can take it on the go whenever you would like while still having access to all of your favorite games. But then if you want to still have the home console part of it, then put it on the dock and play on the TV. The Nintendo Switch is the best way of showing Nintendo's out-of-the-box thinking. It is truly amazing. Throughout all of the Nintendo consoles, with each one having their pros and cons, I think the Nintendo Switch is the best one so far, and there is still so much more to look forward to from the Japanese gaming giant with the Nintendo Switch 2/Pro and such. So stay tuned for that. So if you didn't catch the main point of this video yet, then pay attention to this. Nintendo is a great company because of their out-of-the-box thinking with consoles like the Wii, Nintendo DS, and especially the Switch. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you all in the next video. Please make sure to subscribe also, because I need subscribers. So yeah, see you later. Bye.